ink on your last letter is starting to fade, just like the plans that we so carefully made. We were sitting on the rooftop, counting the stars above, swore we'd be the anchor in a sea of drifting love. You looked me in the eyes, all earnest and so true, said no matter what the world does, I will stay with you. We drew a line in the sand against the passing time. You said you'd be my constant, my reason, my rhyme. But you promised not to become a memory, not a ghost in the corners, not a forgotten key. You promised you would stay a living, breathing part of the future we were drawing on my fragile, hopeful heart. Now I'm collecting fragments, putting pieces in a frame, and all I have left of you is just your name. You broke the only vow that ever mattered to me. You promised not to become a memory. I keep your old coat hanging by the front door hook. It's the only place you haven't completely forsook. I touch the wool sometimes, pretending you're still near, fighting off the truth that confirms my biggest fear, that the warmth is just a memory. The promise was a lie, another empty statement that we made beneath the sky. We were so sure of our power, of our inherent might, to hold off the inevitable, to keep the darkness bright. But you promised not to become a memory, not a ghost in the corners, not a forgotten key. You promised you would stay a living, breathing part of the future we were drawing on my fragile, hopeful heart. Now I'm collecting fragments, putting pieces in a frame, and all I have left of you is just your name. You broke the only vow that ever mattered to me. You promised not to become a memory. If I had known the future, if I had seen the end, would I have loved you differently? Would I pretend that promises mean nothing when a love decides to cease, that forever has an expiration date on its lease? I hold on to that promise, it's the only thing I own, the final bitter comfort in a world I face alone. But you promised not to become a memory, not a ghost in the corners, not a forgotten key. You promised you would stay a living, breathing part of the future we were drawing on my fragile, hopeful heart. Now I'm collecting fragments, putting pieces in a frame, and all I have left of you is just your name. You broke the only vow that ever mattered to me. You promised not to become a memory. You broke your promise, you became a memory, and it's killing me. They say that time will fade the sharpest of the lines, realize that healing is a process, a series of designs. But someone forgot to tell my stubborn, stupid brain. It clings to every detail like a relentless stain. The way you smell like cedar wood in summer rain, the little scar above your eye, the way you'd ease my pain. I can still recite the movie dialogue we learned by heart. It feels less like a memory and more like a work of art. I wish I did remember everything we had, the good days and the perfect days, even the bad. I wish I could forget the coffee order you like best, or the way you'd hold me closer when you put me to the test. I'm burdened by the blueprint of every single smile. I wish my mind would let go just for a little while. I remember every promise, every single word you said. Oh, I wish I did remember everything that's dead. I can't listen to that one song, the one we claimed was ours. It just brings me back to walking through the city squares. I see your face in crowds, I hear your name in songs. My senses are a prison where my broken heart belongs. Every street corner is a landmark of a kiss. Every empty chair beside me is a universe I miss. My heart is a museum of a future that's revoked, and I wish I lost the key before the final words were spoke. I wish I did remember everything we had, the good days and the perfect days, even the bad. I wish I could forget the coffee order you like best, or the way you'd hold me closer when you put me to the test. I'm burdened by the blueprint of every single smile. I wish my mind would let go just for a little while. I remember every promise, every single word you said. Oh, I wish I did remember everything that's dead. Forgetting you seems kinder than this vivid, painful truth. This perfect, flawless playback of my wasted youth. If only I could trade this flawless recollection for a peaceful, numb state of absolute disconnection. I wish I did remember everything we had, the good days and the perfect days, even the bad. I wish I could forget the coffee order you like best, or the way you'd hold me closer when you put me to the test. I'm burdened by the blueprint of every single smile. I wish my mind would let go just for a little while. I remember every promise, every single word you said. Oh, I wish I did remember everything that's dead. I wish I didn't remember everything. It's the worst kind of blessing. I wish I could forget you. We fit together perfectly, or so I used to think, like two sides of a coin right on the brink of something truly special, something that would last. But the future turned to dust, covered up in past. We had the sparks, the chemistry, the late night talks, the careful, hopeful planning of our two-person walks. We had all the ingredients, the recipe was clear, but we forgot the binding agent, the strength to conquer fear. Maybe love wasn't meant for us, maybe we missed the sign. Maybe we were two parallel roads that never could align. We had the right time and the right stars in the sky, but our foundation crumbled no matter how hard we tried. It's a bitter pill to swallow, truth I can't erase. Maybe love just couldn't handle this fragile time and place. It felt so real, it felt so true, but in the end, maybe love just breaks when it's supposed to bend. You held my hand at midnight, but your eyes were miles away. truth and stand ignoring all the warnings that were close at hand. We smiled for the cameras, we faked it for our kin, hiding all the battles we were losing from within. We were two good people who wanted it to work, but love's a tricky angel with a hidden gruesome work. But love's a tricky angel with a hidden cruel smirk. Maybe love wasn't meant for us. Maybe we missed the sign. Maybe we're two parallel roads that never could align. We had the right time and the right stars in the sky, but our foundation crumbled no matter how hard we tried. It's a bitter pill to swallow, truth I can't erase. Maybe love just couldn't handle this fragile time and place. It felt so real, it felt so true, but in the end, maybe love just breaks when it's supposed to bend. If love is an ocean, we only touch the shore. Too afraid to swim out, too scared to want more. We saw the waves coming, the tide that would turn. We had so many lessons that we refused to learn. We built a glass house and threw all the stones we could find, leaving only wreckage, nothing left behind. Maybe love wasn't meant for us. Maybe we missed the sign. Maybe we were two parallel roads that never could align. I get the right time and the right stars in the sky, but our foundation crumbled no matter how hard we tried. It's a bitter pill to swallow, truth I can't erase. Maybe love just couldn't handle this fragile time and place. It felt so real, it felt so true, but in the end, maybe love just breaks when it's supposed to bend. Maybe love wasn't meant for us, just us two dance in silence. I finally took the pictures off the fridge last night. Tried to scrub the counter until it was white. Packed up all the books you left upon the shelf, trying not to disappear and lose myself in the quiet of a house that's just for one, pretending that the healing is already begun. But I can't throw away the messages you sent, or forget the way your words were always gently bent around the sharp edges of my heart. 'Cause you left, but your voice stayed. Every promise that you made, it echoes in the kitchen, it whispers in the hall. I hear you every single time the teardrops fall, saying hold on honey, saying I'm right here. The coolest souvenir of a disappearing year. You walked right out that door and kept on going fast, but the sound of you is the only thing that lasts. My friends say I should delete the voicemails on my phone. Move on with your life, you can't be always on your own. But they don't know the comfort in the static of your side. They don't understand, that's how I say goodbye. Over and over, whenever I can't sleep, I listen to the promises you couldn't keep. A time capsule of a love that's now extinct, connecting me to every single moment that we live. 'Cause you left, but your voice stayed. Every promise that you made, it echoes in the kitchen, it whispers in the hall. I hear you every single time the teardrops fall, saying hold on honey, saying I'm right here. The cruelest souvenir of a disappearing year. broken kind of comfort. A heartbreaking crutch is the only part of you I'm still allowed to touch. 'Cause you left, but your voice stayed. Every promise that you made, it echoes in the kitchen, it whispers in the hall. I hear you every single time the teardrops fall, saying hold on honey, saying I'm right here. The coolest souvenir of a disappearing year. You walked right out that door and kept on going fast, but the sound of you is the only thing that lasts. You left, but your voice stayed, forever replayed. It stayed with me. Months of silence, 4 seasons of rain. I thought the distance would numb all the pain. I cleared out your clothes, I painted the walls. I stopped picking up every time that your ghost calls. I'm doing okay, I tell all my friends. I say that I'm healing, that this is the end. But I saw your new picture, you're smiling wide, and something inside me just broke down and died. 'Cause I hate that I still care when you've clearly moved on. I hate that I noticed the second you're gone. I hate that a mention of your name makes me bleed, planting the sorrow like a poisonous seed. I built up these walls to keep you locked outside, but I hate that I still care. There's nowhere left to hide. It's a weakness, it's a curse, it's a failure to forget. And I hate that I'm not over our final sunset. My friends tell me I'm stronger, I'm free, I'm alive. They say look at the way you learn to survive, but they don't see me shaking when the phone lights up red. They don't hear the replay of the last words that you said. I wanna be numb, I wanna be cold, I want my heart back before it got old. Before you carved your initials deep into the core. Now every beat just reminds me of who you were before. 'Cause I hate that I still care when you've clearly moved on. I hate that I noticed the second you're gone. I hate that a mention of your name makes me bleed, planting the sorrow like a poisonous seed. I built up these walls to keep you locked outside, but I hate that I still care. There's nowhere left to hide. It's a weakness, it's a curse, it's a failure to forget. And I hate that I'm not over our final sunset. They say indifference is the opposite of love, but I'm still burning like a star up above, a supernova of anger, a miss in your face. I can't scrub my life clean of every single trace. I don't wanna love you, I don't wanna miss you this much. I just wanna lose the memory of your touch. 'Cause I hate that I still care when you've clearly moved on. I hate that I noticed the second you're gone. I hate that a mention of your name makes me bleed, planting the sorrow like a poisonous seed. I built up these walls to keep you locked outside, but I hate that I still care. There's nowhere left to hide. It's a weakness, it's a curse, it's a failure to forget. And I hate that I'm not over our final The last time that you touched me, I already felt the crack, a fall line running right down the middle of my back. We were sitting on the porch swing, watching the sun go down. Just two silent statues in a hollowed out town. You pulled your hand away from mine, slow as a changing tide, and I saw a million fractures where the light used to hide. We couldn't make a whole thing from two half-empty souls, just shattered fragments falling, losing all control. 'Cause broken people don't hold hands, our edges are too sharp. We'd only cut each other, falling all apart. We can't mend with comfort, can't fix it with a touch. We needed so much glue and we didn't have enough. We were careful with our words, but light within the pain, waiting for the final drop of the acid rain. Broken people don't hold hands, we just stand alone. Two monuments of heartbreak, carved in silent stone. You used to trace the scars on my wrist with gentle grace. Now you can't even look me in the face. I know you see the damage, the ruin that I've become, and I see yours too. Maybe that's why we feel numb. We tried to build a shelter from the storm outside our door, but we used rotten timber and a shaky, unstable floor. We thought our love was potent, a powerful vaccine, but it couldn't cure the sickness running underneath the sea. 'Cause broken people don't hold hands, our edges are too sharp. We'd only cut each other, falling all apart. We can't mend with comfort, can't fix it with a touch. We needed so much glue and we didn't have enough. We were careful with our words, but light within the pain, waiting for the final drop of the acid rain. Broken people don't hold hands, we just stand alone. Two monuments of heartbreak, carved in silent stone. Carved in silent stone. Maybe if we were stronger, maybe if we were new, maybe I could have held on, maybe you could have too. But the weight of all our history was just too much to bear, a burden we stopped sharing, floating in the air. I love the person you could be, but not the one I see. And I know you see the same reflection staring back at me. 'Cause broken people don't hold hands, our edges are too sharp. We'd only cut each other, falling all apart. We can't mend with comfort, can't fix it with a touch. We needed so much glue and we didn't have enough. We were careful with our words, but light within the pain, waiting for the final drop of the acid rain. Broken people don't hold hands, we just stand alone. Two monuments of heartbreak, carved in silent stone. We just stand alone, just stand alone. Too broken to hold. We tried, we were just too broken. The moonlight cuts a line across the hardwood floor. It used to fall on you when you just closed the door. Now it just highlights the empty space you left behind. A map of something I'm never gonna find. I turn off the lamp, pull the covers too much in, and then nightly performance of pretending begins. The silence in here is a heavy, cold sound. It's amazing how much quiet a single heart can pound. Your shadow sleeps in my room, a memory hanging in the gloom. It doesn't breathe, it doesn't move, it doesn't hold me tight, but it's the only company I've got left at night. It takes up the space right next to where I lie, a perfect hollow outline against the wall, asking why. It's the only part of you that didn't walk away, and I guard it like a treasure till the light of day. I bought new sheets, a brighter, different gray, hoping they might wash the memory away. But the mattress still dips where your body used to rest, putting every ounce of my resolve to the test. I rearrange the furniture 100 times it seems, trying to change the setting of my recurring dreams. But no matter where the bed is or the dresser sits, the ghost of you remains in pieces and in bits. Your shadow sleeps in my room, a memory hanging in the gloom. It doesn't breathe, it doesn't move, it doesn't hold me tight, but it's the only company I've got left at night. It takes up the space right next to where I lie, a perfect hollow outline against the wall, asking why. It's the only part of you that didn't walk away, and I guard it like a treasure till the light of day. Sometimes I reach out purely by mistake, hoping for the warmth, for goodness sake, but my fingers only meet the chill of the air, a cruel reminder that nothing real is there, just the absence, just the shape of where you were. Silent, permanent blur. Your shadow sleeps in my room, a memory hanging in the gloom. It doesn't breathe, it doesn't move, it doesn't hold me tight, but it's the only company I've got left at night. It takes up the space right next to where I lie, a perfect hollow outline against the wall, asking why. It's the only part of you that didn't walk away, and I guard it like a treasure till the light of day. Your shadow sleeps in my room, keeps me from facing the absolute doom of knowing you're gone, completely gone. I'm packing up a box of what we used to call ours, ticket stubs from concerts, dusty plastic flowers, a picture frame you fixed with super glue and hope, a lifeline I held onto at the end of my rope. It's funny how a life can fit inside a crate, how a future full of promise can just evaporate like steam off the pavement after a summer rain, leaving nothing behind but the shape of the stain. We were almost a story they write about in books. We were almost perfect, judging by the looks. We were almost the exception to the rule that love falls apart. We were almost forever, right until the start of the end of the silence of the space between the sheets. Now almost in places that you used to go, the armchair where you read, the keys that hung by the door. Now they just whisper that you don't live here anymore. I wear your old gray hoodie when the nights get too cold. It's the only warmth left that I still get to hold. It smells like the past, like a moment preserved, a happiness I thought that we both had deserved. That we were almost the story they write about in books. We were almost perfect, judging by the looks. We were almost the exception to the rule that love falls apart. We were almost forever, right until the start of the end of the silence of the space between the sheets. Now almost is the cruelest word in all the empty streets. We were almost everything, but almost doesn't count when you're staring at the wreckage of an emptier mind. They say it's better to have loved and lost, but they never mention the unbearable cost of nearly having it all, of standing on the edge of a perfect life before you walked off the ledge. Almost is a promise that was left unfulfilled, a house with a foundation that you refused to build. We were almost the story they write about in books. We were almost perfect, judging by the looks. We were almost the exception to the rule that love falls apart. We were almost forever, right until the start of the end of the silence of the space between the sheets. Now almost is the cruelest word in all the empty streets. We were almost everything, but almost doesn't count when you're staring at the wreckage of an emptier mind. We were almost forever, now we are just never, just almost. I saw you today in the grocery store, like a stranger with your eye fading out of sight. You didn't see me, or maybe you just didn't care. But for a second, the old you was standing there. The one who used to know the rhythm of my breath, the one I held on to right up until the death of everything we promised under that cold neon moon. That version of you left me far too soon. I can't let go of the ghost in my mind, the gentle, the patient, the sweet, the kind, the one who bring me coffee when I was running late. That version of you I still love, sealed by fate, but the one standing there with the cold eyes stare is just a casualty, a truth I can't repair. The person you became isn't who I miss tonight. It's the memory of your heart when it was still bright. We talk sometimes, just a text or a call, a courteous distance, a purposeful wall. The words are polite, the subjects are safe. We avoid the debris of our shipwreck life. You sound so grown up, you sound so complete, but the cadence of your laughter was so much more sweet. In the past tense, when the world made sense, now it's just defenses and consequence. I can't let go of the ghost in my mind, the gentle, the patient, that came to a bitter end. I can't let go of the ghost in my mind, the gentle, the patient, the sweet, the kind, the one who bring me coffee when I was running late. That version of you I still love, sealed by fate. But the one standing there with the cold hard stare is just a casualty, a truth I can't repair. The person you became isn't who I miss tonight. It's the memory of your heart when it was still bright. That version of you I still love. He was enough. He was everything, but he's gone, and I'm alone with his ghost. The pillow still smells like your side of the bed, holding all the words I wish I hadn't left unsaid. The coffee gets cold, the sun starts to rise, but the light just hurts my lonely eyes. I trace the lines on a map we used to use, nothing but an empty house in the space I can't unchoose. If just missing you wasn't enough to make you stay, why does every single memory feel like a price I have to pay? I'm paying it in silence, I'm paying it in tears, a debt that grows heavier with the passing years. I trade every tomorrow for the peace of yesterday. If missing you wasn't enough to make you stay, I drive by the park where we used to talk for hours. The bench is still there, surrounded by the flowers. I slow down the car, but I can't stop the car, 'cause being that close to what we were is just too hard. I threw out your toothbrush, packed up all your shoes, but I can't throw out the broken heart that's still reaching for you. Just missing you wasn't enough to make you stay. Why does every single memory feel like a price I have to pay? I'm paying it in silence, I'm paying it in tears, a debt that grows heavier with the passing years. I trade every tomorrow for the peace of yesterday. If missing you wasn't enough to make you stay, If missing you wasn't enough, then what is?